So I just got the intake manifold off. One thing I want to show you guys, if you guys ever see oil that looks like it's coming from a rear main seal, you know, when you look underneath and it's like, you know, dripping from there, that looks like a rear main seal. It's not. It's never. I've never seen these rear main seal leaks. But what it is in this valley, you got to remove all the intake manifold. You know, lower intake manifold, upper intake manifold, and then once you take all that off, you got all these injectors. There's a little, you know, styrofoam that covers the injectors to prevent them from noise, and you got to remove all these injectors. They're direct injected, so you got to pull them out of the head. And where your oil is coming from is I don't know if you can see it, but actually I'll bring you back once I take these injectors out. All right, bringing you back. I got the injectors out. They're kind of a bitch to get out, but there's your oil pressure switch, and as you can see down there, it's all full of oil. So, you know, what may look like a rear main seal leak is actually this oil pressure switch leaking. And sometimes you can see it up here, and it's leaking oil out of this connector. Well, also a way to tell that you got a bad oil pressure switch, but it's a kind of a bad spot for it. They're not the easiest to remove, but yeah, this affects pretty much all the V6s. In the 3.5 liter V6 on the Santa Fe, the 3.3 liter V6 that's non-direct injected in the old Santa Fe, they all put it in the same spot. I don't know why they put it there, but yeah, it's not a good place to put it. But so instead of having to remove this coolant pipe, I made this special tool so I can crack it loose and just, you know, when I'm not doing an engine on it. But it you know, I grind it just enough to fit in there, and if I can just put it on, and all I need to do is just all I need to do is just crack that loose, and I can just spin it off by hand, spin on a new one, and then use the same tool to tighten it. So all I do is just, you know, get your cheap Mastercraft Mastercraft wrench and just grind a lobe out of it on both sides, and you can just crack it loose, and then you can run it off by hand, and then just thread in a new one, tighten it, and then you're done. So yeah, you gotta make your own special tools to do some things around here, you know. Here, just so you guys get a better look. I don't know if it's clear enough for you, but all that oil, and get the light in there. Yeah, so when it overfills, there's a little hole there, and the hole goes into the inside of that bell housing on the back of the engine, and it runs down the it runs down to the, like, in between the engine and tranny, and it makes it look like a rear main seal leak. That little tiny hole back there, you can see that.